We're going to begin this hour with a touch more on the midterm elections. They are exactly 1 week away, and we're going to have a conversation now with Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas, who's been on the campaign trail supporting his party's nominees. That includes Senate candidates Herschel Walker in Georgia and Dr. Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania. Senator Cotton also has a new book out today. It's called Only the Strong: Reversing the Left's Plot to Sabotage American Power. In the book, Cotton looks at decades of U.S. history and makes the argument that progressives and then Democrats have weakened the country and done so intentionally. Senator Cotton joins us now. Senator, good morning. Congratulations on getting a book launched into the world. Not an easy thing. I do want to get to the book, but I want to begin with this news from Paul Pelosi and the Speaker of the House. One of your fellow elected officials, a break-in in her home, her husband assaulted, and according to the authorities, the perpetrator was looking for her to potentially break her kneecaps, wheel her into Congress as an example of consequences. What's your reaction to all that?
Well, Tony, thanks for having me on. It's a terrible crime against Paul Pelosi. I wish him the very best and a full recovery, and we should throw the book at the assailant. I would point out he was apparently in the country illegally. If we would protect our borders and kick out people who were on visas that had expired, he wouldn't have been here to commit this crime to begin with. This is just one more example, though, of what we should always do with violent criminals, which is throw the book at them. We should do the same thing to the person who tried to assassinate Brett Kavanaugh, the same thing to all the agitators who are protesting in violation of federal law outside of justices' homes. And for that matter, not just speakers of the House or Supreme Court justices, any common criminal who attacks someone, who rapes, who murders should have the book thrown at them. We need to crack down and get tough on crime in this country. That's the solution to all of these heinous crimes.
Senator, for the moment, I want to separate out everyday violent crime and what seems to be politically motivated crime and get your thoughts on whether the temperature in the country is just too high, the misinformation is just too much, and that we're going to see more, not less, political violence going forward. That's the concern. People in your own party have voiced that concern.
Well, you've seen deranged lunatics attack both Democrats and Republicans alike. I don't think John Boehner 12 years ago pointing out that Nancy Pelosi passed Obamacare, or Kevin McCarthy now pointing out that she passed trillions of dollars of spending that caused this inflation, led to this, apparent nudist activist breaking into her home. The simplest way to stop crimes like this is to get tough on crime. It's not to try to stop campaigning in the middle of a campaign 7 days before an election on legitimate issues of public concern.
And absolutely, people should continue to campaign on legitimate issues of public concern. No debate there. But to be clear, from your answers here, I'm hearing you don't see any connection between things said in this country, in particular by people denying the results of the 2020 election, and the motivations of, as you call it, this madman in Paul Pelosi's house with intentions against the speaker. You don't see a connection between the political rhetoric and the actions of this individual and other individuals.
Well, Tony, no more connection than Chuck Schumer going to the steps of the Supreme Court and saying that Brett Kavanaugh wouldn't know what hit him if he issued rulings that Chuck Schumer disagreed with. And what did you have? A left-wing hitman showing up at Brett Kavanaugh's house to assassinate him. The answer to all of these crimes is to get tough on crime and throw the book at these criminals.
All right, Senator, let's talk about this book, Only the Strong. You make the case in this book that Democrats are not just making, as you say, mistakes, which Republicans have made, but are intentionally, as you put it, plotting against America, trying to weaken America. Decline by design is how you put it. Why'd you want to put this book out right now?
Well, after the Afghanistan fiasco last year, Tony, so many Arkansans asked me, how did this happen? How did we lose to a medieval band of savages in Afghanistan? I wanted to explain, going back to the origins of the modern progressive movement with Woodrow Wilson, the most ideological man to ever become president, why so many on the progressive left seem to be weakening our country. At best, these progressives are ambivalent about America, and they're openly hostile to American power. That's why you see them undermining the foundation of American power, a strong and fearsome military, a prosperous, free economy, sovereignty at our borders, and freedom of action in the world. American energy production. This is not something that's just happening. It's not bad luck. Joe Biden, for instance, in the 2020 campaign said that he was going to end fossil fuel production in America. That's why we have gas at almost $4 a gallon. That's why people are going to struggle to heat their homes in some parts of the country this year. So I wanted to explain why this is happening, why it's driven by the left's ideological ambitions, and also lay out a roadmap for how we can recover American power.
Senator, there is a lot at stake in these midterm elections, and there will be points and counterpoints to everything you just said there. But I am curious, looking ahead to 2024, as I know you have as well, you want to win in 2022 and then take back the White House. With your resume, Harvard, U.S. Army, 101st, a Ranger, and now this book, a lot of people are looking at you and thinking he wants it in 2024. Am I right?
Well, thanks, Tony, for even asking the question. But I just say, as one of my drill sergeants used to say in basic rifle marksmanship, there's 50-meter targets, there's 300-meter targets. There's a time to hit the 300-meter target, but right now the 50-meter target is 7 days away. And after this election will be time to look towards 2024. One reason I wanted to lay out this book, though, is to explain to our fellow Americans what it would take to turn around our country, what it would take to restore American power and arrest the decline we've seen under Barack Obama and now Joe Biden. I hope it'll be a good book for everyone to read, whether they're in public office or whether they simply want better elected officials in public office. All
right, Senator Tom Cotton, I think people heard you loud and clear, waiting to take his shot in 2024. The book is Only the Strong, and it is on sale right now. Senator Cotton, thank you very much.